What if I told you that part of the explosion inside your engine doesn't push the piston down, but instead leaks past it and enters the crankcase? The phenomenon is called blow-by. Blow-by is the leakage of combustion gases from the combustion chamber past the piston rings into the crankcase. In simple words, during combustion, high pressure gases should stay above the piston and push it downward. But because the seal between the piston rings and the cylinder wall is not perfect, some gas can escape. A small amount of blow-by is normal in almost every engine, but excessive blow-by can be a serious problem. When combustion gases leak into the crankcase, they increase crankcase pressure. This pressure can push oil vapor through the breather or PCV system. Blow-by gases can also contaminate the engine oil because they contain unburned fuel, water vapor, carbon particles, and acidic compounds. As a result, the oil quality decreases, sludge formation increases, and engine wear becomes faster. Okay, so as I said, blow-by is the leakage of combustion gases from the combustion chamber past the piston rings into the crankcase. In simple words, blow-by happens when high pressure gases produced during combustion escape around the piston instead of staying above it to push the piston down. Ideally, the piston rings should seal the gap between the piston and cylinder wall, but in reality, this seal is never perfect. A small amount of gas always leaks through, and this is called blow-by. So, as you can see, blow-by is not just a leakage problem. It can trigger a chain of effects inside the engine. First causes leakage of combustion gases. During the power stroke, combustion pressure should act on the piston, but when part of this pressure leaks past the rings, the effective pressure on the piston decreases. As a result, this can reduce engine power and efficiency. And the second cause, increased pressure inside the crankcase. When combustion gases enter the crankcase, they increase crankcase pressure. If this pressure is too high, it can push oil vapor through the breather system, seals, or PCV system. And contamination of the engine oil. Blow-by gases contain unburned fuel, water vapor, carbon particles, and acidic compounds. When these gases mix with engine oil, they contaminate it. This reduces oil quality, increases sludge formation, and accelerates engine wear. And high blow-by can also carry oil mist from the crankcase into the intake system. This oil may then be burned in the combustion chamber. The driver may notice blue smoke from the exhaust and increased oil consumption. As piston rings and cylinder walls wear out, the sealing becomes worse. This increases blow-by even more. More wear causes more blow-by, and more blow-by causes more oil contamination and wear. So blow-by is both a symptom and a cause of engine wear. Okay, so you can imagine an old diesel engine with worn piston rings. At low load, everything may look normal, but under high load, cylinder pressure increases because the rings can no longer seal properly. More combustion gas escapes into the crankcase. As a result, crankcase pressure rises. The breather starts pushing oily vapor into the intake system. The engine begins to consume more oil. The intake pipes become oily, and sometimes blue smoke appears from the exhaust. In this case, blow-by is not just a small gas leakage. It becomes connected to oil consumption, lower power, higher combustion and faster engine degradation. So to summarize, blow-by is the leakage of combustion gases past the piston rings into the crankcase. A small amount of blow-by is normal in almost every engine, but excessive blow-by can be a sign of worn piston ring, cylinder rear, or poor sealing. And it can increase crankcase pressure, contaminate the engine oil, raise oil consumption, reduce engine performance, and accelerate wear. So blow-by may start as a small leakage, but if it becomes excessive, it can affect the entire health of the engine.